And there's a new movie out now called Free Time. Is that fair to say?
I would agree
You
with
can
that.
say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this movie, I saw this movie. This is a funny movie.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Not yet. Now, we have the star of Free Time and the star of Dad and Stepdad. Not Dad versus Stepdad.
No.
No. Dad and Stepdad.
Dad and stepdad.
Or not just Dad, comma, Stepdad. That would imply it could be
No,
the
no.
same one
And
person.
I'll also say ampersand.
Ampersand. Dad,
Ampersand.
Stepdad. Colin Burgess. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good. Well, thanks for coming by. This is so exciting. And we have your partner in crime, the director, the writer-director of Free Time, Ryan Martin Brown is here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us.
This is exciting. I just want to say, Dad and Stepdad, it's a classic. It's a classic. It's like
Thank you.
Shawshank Redemption, modern classic.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, that's an actual classic.
Oh,
That's a classic. A modern classic is Shawshank Redemption. Again.
well, it's kind of old now.
That's fair. What would be a classic then? What's a modern classic then?
No
Brent.
Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men. I remember seeing that movie, and then someone explained to me afterwards, it's just like, this movie's about how, like, I mean, for these old guys, it's just, it's different.
It's over.
It's different now. And I was like, you could get that from the title. Like, you didn't need to see the
Right.
movie to understand that.
It's
that
a very
was the
efficient
first
title.
time. Yeah, that was the first time I did realize it was kind of over for old guys.
Mm-hmm.
But you could say the same of Dad and Stepdad, which is you kind of get kind of what the whole movie is from the title.
That's true.
You don't really need to
Yes.
watch
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm going to throw this out there. Free Time. How can people? First of all, how can people see Free Time? Where can they get it?
It's playing in theaters.
I could list the entire.
if you're feeling that ambitious. It's playing in theaters right now in New York at the Quad Cinema. It's playing in Los Angeles at the Landmark Westwood, although this weekend, starting on Friday, we'll be at the, and I'm not from here, so I don't want to mispronounce this, but the Lamley Glendale?
Lemley.
Okay.
I think it's Lemley. It's not Lamel.
It's Lomley, right?
It's Lomley?
Oh, you're right, Andrew? Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
What was that about? What happened?
I'm not
The
tall
mic
enough, I
was,
think.
Andrew was just adjusting the mic.
And I appreciate that.
Now, so but where can people, if somebody goes to their computer, what do they do? Free Time. They search Free Time.
Yeah, they can search
Yeah.
They can,
free time showtimes.
I don't know what the SEO is like on that, but
Yeah. Cartilage Films. Free Time.
2024.
Sure. Well,
Colin Burgess.
right.
It's really funny. I feel like this is what I want to. I'm going to throw this out there. The movie Nuts in May, is that an influence on Dad, Stepdad?
You know what's funny is I did not see that movie until after we
Okay,
shot it,
sure.
but it is eerily similar.
Yes.
But I'll also say
I had
we
the
kind of
same reaction.
realized.
I had the same reaction when I saw Dad
Yeah.
and Stepdad. Nuts in May.
I know. I kind of. I'll just say right now. It's a retroactive.
It's a retroactive influence. Like whatever
Influence.
that movie did, maybe it didn't literally influence you, but it
Right.
influenced other things that led to Dad and Stepdad.
It's so similar that to say it wasn't a reference point, it sounds like I'm lying.
It sounds like you're being sneaky.
Right.
Because you're keeping all that Dad and Stepdad money. You don't want Mike Lee's family coming. Well, he's still alive.
We're making. It's a micro budget, and we're making micro revenue.
Well, what is the budget on Free Time? I heard it was $1.8 million.
And that's correct, yeah.
It's all there on the screen.
Right, yeah.
It's all up there
Well,
on the screen.
Colin took a really big fee off the Dad and Stepdad hype. He was like,
Right.
a lot of negotiating.
No, this movie, like, we'll start with Free Time because it's in theaters now. Colin plays a guy who's in an office and he quits. And I'm telling you,
Correct so far.
You want to kill this dude. Do you ever see the movie Frownland? Have you seen Frownland?
I haven't actually.
You've not seen Frownland. You've seen Frownland.
Yeah.
I love Frownland.
Great movie.
Is it similar?
Get on the mic.
Yep, sorry.
That's all right. See, I'm directing in here.
Yeah,
I'm the director now. It's like Captain Phillips, another classic.
I'm the captain.
I'm the captain now. Frownland, Ronnie Bronstein, our friend on the best show, the Safety who isn't a Safety.
Sort of the Larry Fine.
He writes Uncut Gems. He writes Good Time. He co-writes all these things. He made this movie Frownland, which is maybe the most annoying character in any movie ever, Keith. And even that name,
what about the cable guy?
Even that name isn't. Cable guy is like,
don't forget about the cable guy.
Santa Claus compared to Keith. And I love that kind of movie. I love, of course, what are the cringe? Who's on Mount Cringemore for you guys? Albert Brooks, right? Because what's the best one? Modern romance in terms of the cringe. Nothing makes you want. And cringe, I know, is a played out thing, but what are you going to do? There's what other word is there for it? Right.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Squirm.
Squirm.
We were
cringy squirm.
Right.
But you said cringe. Like, what word is there for cringe?
We did have a conversation about this, though, which I think is interesting, because Albert Brooks was a big influence. Modern romance was a big influence.
Yes.
And we were trying to think.
And
what?
I would say also on Mount Rushmore of cringe, Charles Grodin and Heartbreak Kid.
Sure.
Yes, of course. Yeah. The amazing performance. Charles Grodin, Heartbreak Kid.
And cringe in a different sense, Ben Stiller and Heartbreak Kid remake.
I would have... I ask myself in situations like that, which one has Carlos Mencia in it? And I'm like, which Heartbreak Kid has Carlos Mencia? That's the one I want to see. Have you seen Ricky Stenicki yet?
Not yet.
I have not yet.
Oh,
I'm saving it up for myself.
You should. It should be like a 4th of July treat when everybody's around. I know you guys... Look, the simpletons are going to watch the fireworks. Everybody inside. We're watching Ricky Stenicki tonight. The real fireworks are inside this house when you see what Ricky Stenicki gets up to.
And that's just Peter Farrelly, right? No Bobby on this one?
Yeah, no Bobby. His stock is going up, Bobby. Like, being on the bench.
Right.
It's just like Peter's going like, and it's like Bobby's just he didn't do anything. What's the last thing? Is it stuck on you?
Is that the last thing?
I don't know.
He had nothing to do with Green Book.
He had nothing to do with Green Book.
Bobby Innocent.
Which is a very nuanced, I want to say Green Book. If nobody's seen it, it's a modern classic. It's very nuanced.
Best Picture.
It's a very cool movie. Yeah, Best Picture. Best Picture that this is. I'll say this also with the Oscars. Everybody was like, Barbie got snubbed. I think, just look at the history of this garbage event, the Oscars, and ask yourself if you'd even want to be a part of it. Green Book, movie of the year.
Right.
And the best picture is the Green Book. You want to be that? You want to be a part of that?
We can't answer because we're really kind of we feel like we're gunning for best picture.
Sure, you're hoping. You got some high hopes.
Right. So we don't want to spoil anything right now.
Don't want to offend the Academy.
No, of course. I know you're playing it very political. That's how you got to be in 2024. Information's currency in 2024. I think you're going to end up getting shortlisted on this one.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't end up as the final 5 or 10, whatever it is.
Right. Well, now that there's 10, I think the odds are pretty good.
Yeah. I heard they're adding 11.
I imagine it's November,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Right.
The envelopes start showing up, the guild screeners.
Right.
Somebody opens an envelope, free time for your consideration. Then you get one from SAG for your consideration, best actor. DGA.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I picture it being one of those just the white envelopes, the lowly white envelope with no package.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I've never received one, so I don't have a great reference point.
Well, get ready.
What about with the little plastic window?
It's got the plastic window.
Plastic window?
And you look in and it says free time on there.
But just in Sharpie, like someone wrote it on.
But I want to tell you, it's seriously, the movie's very funny. And I
Thank
truly, I enjoyed, obviously, I like both movies. But
Which one do you like better?
they're both different. I wouldn't pick a favorite.
Okay.
It's a good
I
answer.
wouldn't. If they both scratch different itches.
You're being political as well.
No, I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. What do you think? I'm here to lie? What do I have to lie?
Hey.
Oh, now I'm not going to get a cut of the free time profits that I was hoping to get in there. Hoping they'd throw me a couple of points. No, it's very funny, and there are spots where I can't even look when you were in the band things,
Mm-hmm.
because you're in a band,
Right.
and the thing is, look, I don't know what maybe you think the guy in the band was the greatest musician that's ever existed. Maybe you think he's like a world-beating talent.
Me or the character?
Yeah. Well, no. The main dude in the band who's
Right.
playing that song about looking for a place to stay
Yeah.
8 times in a row. If you didn't, it's just like, we're going to get you with this. You're going to want to murder him next. No, it was the ultimate awfulness, but I couldn't get enough of it, of how funny it was to watch. Just a guy with, because you got a keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
terrible, cheap
Yeah, bad
keyboard.
keyboard.
And this guy,
that was kind of out of just
this guy's music.
necessity, I guess.
You were in a band, the guy took a break to go write some new songs. He comes back with a rootsier vibe than I guess he had in the previous
Right.
iteration. He's come back with like this kind of fake twang in his voice, maybe a little bit. And you've got this rickety, cheap
Like Yamaha.
keyboard that's trying to fit with like a pedal steel. And you just are like, no one is enjoying him playing this keyboard right now. And it's just like, but it's like, well, just wait 2 minutes for the song to end, for them to finally blast him. It was masterful.
Oh,
Thanks.
well, that's very kind.
Yes.
That's really me playing in the movie as well.
What?
Well,
I
it was
looked at the credits and I thought there'd be some just like, and I checked your hands
Mhm.
and versus the hands, and
Yeah.
those are your hands.
I got good reach.
Yeah, that you could really
I
play.
could do an octave.
Well,
2
the
octaves, actually.
real plan when we were shooting the scene was that the keyboard was going to be muted,
Mm-hmm.
and that we were going to have somebody come in later and do all the playing
Yeah.
for Colin. And Colin really insisted on the day of that he get to actually play.
Right.
And so it kind of changed what the idea of the scene,
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of those other guys in the band, they asked me to jump and they liked my sound. So,
they were picking up on the
yeah. They were
vibe.
feeling
like
it.
in real life. They're just like, look, we love what you're doing. For the movie, we think it sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
My character thinks you're terrible
Yeah.
and that your sound isn't fitting this even a little bit.
Right. But
But in real life,
There's
please,
something to
more. We
Right.
want more. Oh, this is what I needed to do. We have 2 more people 2 more callers on hold. I want to respect them, but you're here.
Well, I'm going to say one thing.
What's that?
Clifford being brought up.
Yeah. Oh, you're
2
wearing...
things interesting.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Clifford shirt.
Look at this. A Clifford shirt, and that was from a screening was that from the New York screening?
No, this is actually
Human Boy Worldwide.
This guy that makes a friend of mine makes bootleg movie merch.
Sure. So that's
company is called Human Boy Worldwide, which is a reference to Clifford.
Yeah. That shirt is cool. So that's one.
And then also Dad and Stepdad, Clifford element.
There's some Clifford energy in there.
We got a 13-year-old played by a 30-year-old guy.
Wait, what? No, I'm kidding. Now, that was also one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen in any movie ever was, first of all, that scene where you're lathering him up.
Oh, wow.
Brian
You had this TV here this whole time?
No, that pops in and out.
Oh, okay.
That scene, you're both, dad and stepdad, are competing kind of for the affection of this 13-year-old, your son, versus the stepson, Branson, which you didn't say enough in the movie. You didn't say his name enough to make me want to run into traffic. It was so
sounds like you had a really torturous night watching these back to back.
I'm not good with movies. Look, I love it. Look. I'm a little different than the usual movie watcher. Hello, Best Show. Hello. Joel.
It's a scary call. Did people call out and then not say anything?
Well, they got sick of waiting for you to make your 2 points.
Are you there, Joel? Oh, this guy's been on hold for a very long time.
See.
Yeah. I think that's harassment, actually, what he's doing.
Joel, for the love of Christ, start talking.
Joel?
All right, Joel, I'm going to say this. You just call back. You always go to the front of the line. If you call back during this show, you call back on another show, first call up. But you're not talking right now. We'll get you on next time. Let's do it.
Sorry, Joel.
Sorry, Joel.
Hello,
Best Show.
Hi there. This is Rose from Tacoma.
Rose from Tacoma. How are you, Rose?
I'm doing well, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. Are you excited about free time?
I am. This is the first time hearing of it, but I was just telling my wife I want to see it now. I'm going to have to see if it's screening near me.
Tacoma?
Where do you live? Tacoma?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It's going to be in Seattle, yeah.
How far are you from Seattle?
Perfect.
How far is T-Town from Seattle?
Not far at all.
Wow.
Playing
half hour,
at-
not too far.
And it was at the Tacoma Film Festival, which we didn't get to go to, but I heard was absolutely lovely.
It's playing
that's cool. I confess I didn't know we had a film festival. Need to get more connected.
Well, look, you go check out, Rose, you check out Free Time. It's very funny. And
I will.
You won't regret it. And it's also not 3.5 hours long. I go see some of these movies. Some of these movies.
78 minutes.
It's 78 minutes. You're back out in the parking lot. You could probably park illegally and still make it back out. You didn't get a ticket.
Right.
Probably. They don't come to me and say, "Oh, I got it towed, and you owe me $400."
There's even a few
I'll be
minutes you could
parking like
probably
KB.
you could probably step out if you wanted to.
No, you can't miss one frame of this movie.
I think so. Oh, come on. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Rose, what did you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I wanted to. No offense if you don't remember. I called earlier this year to declare it the year of Laurie, and I want to call it right now that it's come true.
Wait, say that again?
I said if I called back in January, and I called that 2024 was going to be the year of Laurie Anderson.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I think it's proven true.
Whoa.
I just got to see her over the weekend. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was truly magical. She played at the Benaroya Hall up here in Seattle, and it was transcendent. It was just a beautiful, beautiful performance. I feel like the centerpiece of it was I'm not sure how familiar you are with her work, but her song Junior Dad that she did with Lou Reed.
The final song on Lulu, Junior Dad.
Yes, that's right.
I don't know how familiar you are with the song Junior Dad, Rose. Put me in the Junior Dad hot seat.
It was fully new for me. That's why I was saying I'm not sure how many. I confess I didn't know. It was a new one, but it was very powerful.
Yeah, it is. It's a great song.
A wonderful piece.
Junior Dad, the final Lou Reed song. Then he died.
Whoa.
Final song on the final album.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Well, look, you called it, Rose. It's the year of Laurie Anderson. And
it was truly wonderful.
That's amazing.
Well, what is next year?
Yeah.
Next year, who's going to be the year of next year? Rose.
Let's say Wendy Carlos. Let's give her another shot.
Wow, you're going.
All right.
You're hitting all the targets. Yeah.
I love Wendy Carlos.
This is great. I would say another Carlos. I think it's going to be the year of Mencia. Next 2025.
Doo's coming back.
Yeah.
The year of Mencia. I don't know if we can handle that.
We're going to have to. We have no choice. When it's their year, it's their year.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start getting ready now.
Yeah, start getting ready. What are you going to start like taping up your windows and like stocking up with supplies?
Exactly.
Kind of build a panic room.
Mencia is a state of mind.
Mencia is a state of mind. Rose, anything else? Anything else?
No, that was truly it. I'm glad to check in, and I hope you all are having a great night.
I'm glad you had a great time with the show, and we'll talk to you soon, Rose.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Now, one of the things I like about Carlos Mencia is he would often say, I say the things that like you think about, but you don't have the courage to say, which is what I look for from a performer. Things I already thought of, but just maybe had like performance fears. Like some people prefer performers that come up with things you didn't think of.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
then he also would say stuff that people already said.
That's true. They're not even things he thought
He's
of.
saying, yeah.
He just has the courage to say what someone else said. Mm-hmm. And think about the people this guy was stealing jokes from. Joe Rogan. Could you imagine someone who steals a Joe Rogan joke? What is that? It's about a creatine? Right? What are you doing a joke about a human growth hormone? Ice plunges?
Dennis Leary too, right?
Yeah.
He's stealing from Dennis Leary.
You're stealing from Dennis Leary, who stole from
Bill.
From Bill Burr. No, Bill.
What's his name?
Dead Bill.
He's dead.
Chain of theft.
Hicks. Whoa.
I'm a fan of his sister Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks. Is going to turn federal evidence.
Oh, I wanted to bring up another thing.
Yeah, what's that?
You were talking about tinted sunglasses.
I was, yeah. Well, what's going on over there? Oh, well, look at that. Oh, I don't know if I look at this.
Both got them.
Oh, this is just too much.
They give these to you after you premiere a movie.
Specifically, Brett gives you
the red frames.
But you were also talking about you had an opinion on the yellow frame.
Well, I think the yellow was Gen Z, right?
That was Martin from Real Estate said that. I just asked the questions. He gave the answers on that.
And Martin from Real Estate, I do think that you're right about the yellow feeling kind of Gen Z-ish.
Mm-hmm. But then you said something about green, right? The green frame you wanted to see?
Yeah, he ordered some green frame. Can I try them, please?
Please.
We'll check this out.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, well, I don't even. This is.
I'm putting the blue frames on the yellow frames.
Now you're watching me in frames. 3D. Okay, what do we? How's this working? Well, I can't see the screen. First of all, now everything's odd. I need to let the listeners. They tell me everything to do. Whatever they say, I do. They say jump. I say how high, sir.
Right. The People's Podcast.
Yeah, it is really the People's Podcast.
As an in-person listener, I'm thinking it looks really good.
Thank you. Okay, I like them. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try?
Can I try the yellow, please?
Yeah. I would say the yellow, nicest to look through.
Mm.
The yellow is nice to look through. I like this. This is very comforting.
Yeah. They
Those
also
look good
feel
on
the
here.
least like you're making a big statement.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm not trying to make a big stand. Not just like, oh, look who's mixing it up.
Right.
They also go with your skin tone.
Thank you. Well, thank you. So I'm rotting from the
Yeah, you have
inside.
jaundice.
Yes, exactly. You have some serious health problems. Your skin is the color of these glasses. Now, these movies, I know I joked I said 1.8 million. What does it take to pull one of these movies together? Like budget, what neighborhood are you in? Because it's very inspirational to make something that is a wholly original statement and a wholly original piece of art that is as legitimate as any movie. It's not. There's not an asterisk next to it. These are great movies. I think it would be very meaningful to people to know what it takes to make a great movie.
Well, that's very kind. You know, I've hesitated to put an exact number to it because it starts becoming the only lens that people
Sure.
talk about the movie through. But it was very small.
Micro.
One could say micro.
Mm-hmm.
You need a scope to see this budget.
Right. Now, Dad and Stepdad, you can say the exact budget because that's already
Oh, yeah.
been said a
We've
lot.
been saying it.
Yeah.
And we learned afterwards you're not supposed to do that, I guess.
Well, that's okay.
So
But $18,000.
$18,000 for dad and stepdad.
And that was 4.5 days.
Which is not a lot of money for a movie, but a lot of money for me personally.
Right.
Sure.
That
Oh,
was when I heard we had that much money.
Mm-hmm.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was scared for you when I heard that too.
And then it mostly went to catering.
So you're just like, what are they doing? Who do they think they are?
Yeah.
Were you, be honest,
Yeah.
was any part of you just going like, they're not going to, they're
Wait.
going to screw it up?
Well, I said 4.5 days. I said that's going to be pretty.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty fast.
That was the other thing. We shot it in 4.5 days.
Mhm.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. I was too worried about. We were also about to make the movie right after, so I wasn't too concerned with.
Right.
I was
and
too
you were being smarter. You
preoccupied.
said, I'm going to do it in 10 days.
Yeah, we did do it in 10 days.
10
That's-
days.
We can say that.
Well, it's you had more locations, I think is
Mhm.
fair.
That's true.
More of a challenge in that regard.
There was a lot of locations. I'd say. I mean, I had a lot of great producers on the movie: Mackenzie Jameson, Paula Gonzalez, Justin Zuckerman, Nolan Kelly, and the whole kind of core crew was just about 6 or 7, maybe 8 of us that were, you could call us, full time on what the movie
Full time.
was. Yeah, full time instead of free time.
Mhm.
And the idea was to kind of create an environment where it was just us and we could kind of have this little flexible machine, but then you could invite, people in. And we shot it in Brooklyn, mostly around where we lived. And so you could just have somebody kind of show up for 4 hours, not a big inconvenience on their life for their time.
Yeah.
And kind of be a part of this thing. And then they could go on their way. And the only people that really had to kind of put, a lot on the line to get the movie done was this kind of core, group of people.
Yes, the people who are the believers.
Right.
Yeah. And myself. I put a lot of work into this.
I was counting. Yeah, you're one of those
You're
6
one of the
to 8.
believers.
Okay.
Do you think I was leaving you out of that group of people?
To be fair, though, you're
I
saying
was just making sure I got in.
Okay.
Ryan, you're saying he's one of the 6 to 8. That means you're either 7 or 8.
Right.
On the
Yeah,
li- oh, right.
Yes. It's like when somebody goes, that's one of my favorite 8 albums. It means that's their 8th favorite album. It's not their 2nd favorite,
Right.
and they have a list of 8.
Right. Lulu is my 8th favorite Lou Reed album.
Oh,
There you go.
that's for the Ryan Martin Brown heads listening.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't know that record that well, unfortunately.
Well, do you like Metallica?
I'm not so familiar with the work of Metallica.
Look, I don't like Metallica, but they back him up on the album.
Right.
And at first, it seems like the dumbest thing you ever heard in your life. Then you realize, first of all, Lou realized these nitwits pack football stadiums. I'll get a little bit of that refracted popularity. Because even if like
Smart.
1% of their dumb audience buys this album,
And that's the thing about Lou Reed.
what's
Good
that?
business acumen.
You joke. You joke. He knew when it was time to do those scooter commercials.
Right.
So he knew these nitwits would, the numbskulls would just be like, duh, Metallica. And he knew they'd hate the album. He didn't care. He knew he wasn't going to be around much longer. So he took advantage of that. But he also knew their dumb, lunk-headed sound was perfect for the songs because it's very like punishing. So it's a rough album. It's rough. This is not one you listen to when you're on a bicycle built for two, you and your honey.
But one of
Right.
your top 8.
Would it be my top 8
Yeah.
of Lou Reed albums?
Yeah.
Maybe.
How many does he have?
More than 8.
He's
I
got
guess
more than
so.
8. Well, my friends, unfortunately, the show is wrapping up. I do want to say this, though.
Okay.
Seriously. It is pretty amazing what you both are tapping into now. And it's really great stuff. And I can't recommend it highly enough, these movies.
Tom,
And I hope you just
Tom, thank
keep
you.
going.
thank you so much.
Really, thank you.
Don't suddenly be like, no, I'm going to do Ricky Stinicky too. Like
Just
suddenly like
took that meeting today.
the first thing gets thrown in front of you and suddenly you're like just doing something dumb. Look, if you want to do something dumb and make money, do it. Make the money. Just don't stay there.
Mhm.
Don't do two dumb things in a row.
No, I'm slowly moving up the micro budget.
Sure.
Moving up in the micro budget world. Next project, I'm making 3 figures.
3 big ones, right?
3 figures.
And there might be a dot in there
right
somewhere. Between those.
I don't know where, but
Hard to say where.
So where can people get the movies? Well, right now, Free
it's a
Time's
really
in
good
theaters.
question. Right.
And I guess eventually it'll be available for home consumption.
At some point, it will be unclear at this time. But if you wanted, that you can search Cartilage Films Free Time, and all of the theatrical dates, are on the website.
And it's playing in a bunch of playing in like
you
15
might feel like maybe the movie's not playing by me. You'd be surprised.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're
check it out.
living near Joplin, Missouri,
Joplin, Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
it's playing near you.
You're in good shape.
and then Dad and Stepdad that you can
Dad and
you can
Stepdad
watch
is
it right now.
Right, that's on VOD, video on demand.
Okay. So people
talking-
can watch it at home.
Yeah. It's streaming on
No
a
Budge.
independent streamer called No Budge. $5 a month.
Great
Okay.
platform.
And you get a bunch of other micro budget
Okay.
features and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can watch it on or rent it or buy it on Amazon or iTunes.
Okay.
Amazon is cheaper than iTunes. For some reason, iTunes much more expensive.
Okay.
I'll just say that. And then there's Tubi with ads.
Yeah.
But if
Oh,
you,
and-
you could watch it on No Budge, and then you don't have to. That's not a big.
Right.
You
I
can just give
recommend
it
No
to it.
Budge.
I don't
Just
have
go to No
Budge.
Budge for. What are you going to start pricing out iTunes?
Right.
And here's the other way you can watch it.
What's that?
If you're taking a flight
Yeah.
in May
Okay.
on Cathay Pacific Airlines,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in-flight entertainment, it's on there. We got Mandarin and Cantonese subtitles options.
Amazing.
They
So-
they go to, it's a Hong Kong-based airline, but they go to Australia, New
They
Zealand,
love the No Budge stuff in
Japan.
those airlines. They love it. You go and
Best way to watch.
there's
Mid-air.
the flight attendants come down the aisle dressed like the Duplass brothers. They come down in a puffy chair. Well, look, thank you both for coming in and talking about this. I recommend the movies very highly. Watch them. Free Time, Dad and Stepdad. You won't regret it.